Before we move into our last topic of this episode, I just want to remind you guys to support the mob. Check out our affiliate links in the description, whether you're watching this on YouTube or listening to this on Spotify, Apple Podcasts. Check those links out. Get you guys some cool stuff for your nerd shrine, your room, your desk, wherever you're keeping your nerd collectibles. Go ahead and get you some more stuff. The last topic I want to move into is the animation industry. So this is stemming off of a couple days ago, the CEO of Disney, Bob Chapek. I don't know.
Forgive us if we messed it up.
Yeah. I probably should. Whatever. Whichever one is right, that's what I meant. And if it's wrong, then I apologize. I don't know how to say his last name. He went to some tech conference. Here we go. Wall Street Journal's Tech Live conference. And while he was discussing Disney Plus, he made a statement that our fans and audiences put their kids to bed at night after watching Pinocchio, Dumbo, or The Little Mermaid. Then they're probably not going to tune into another animated movie. They want something for them. So this is what I want to focus on is basically like the future of the animation industry and the value that some of these companies are seeing in the animation industry. Like we talked about this last episode where Cartoon Network had dropped 20, where Warner Brothers had dropped 20 original animated content that was on Cartoon Network. We're seeing all of these live action revamps of cartoons that we've watched in the past. Like I saw something today. They're making a live action Fairly Odd Parents. Why?
They already did that, and it was not good. They used the Drake and Josh dude who played Drake to be the main character.
That was the movies. I thought that was the movies.
Oh, so they're doing a series now.
This is a series. I remember this. Though when they announced that they were doing a live action Fairly Odd Parents, and I think today is when I saw the trailer for it. But it's like things like that. Like if you wanted to revamp Fairly Odd Parents, why not just make it animated? What is the push for making it live action? Why aren't we making animated content? Why are we scrapping animated content? Another example is Disney Channel had canceled a show. I've mentioned this before, but I watched a show called Owl House. Disney canceled it, and for season 3, we are only getting 3 less than an hour episodes of the last season of the show. So when episode 1 dropped, they didn't even put it on Disney Channel. They put this on the Disney Channel YouTube channel. So that's where I watched it. The views on that episode was so high that they regret. I saw a tweet saying that they now regret canceling that show. Like, how did you guys not think that? Like, where's the value? Where's the value in animation going in the future?
How old is the CEO of Disney right now? Because he out of touch. You can't. Who is watching Rick and Morty? Who is the reason that the Simpsons, Family Guy, and American Dad doing so big?
But okay, so let's talk about that. But that is animated on a comedic level. Like I think when we talk about adult animation, we always talk about Rick and Morty, Family Guy, American Dad, but it's on a comedic level. If we want to talk about adult animation, which is going to further prove your point of why animation is important for all ages. Let's talk about adult animation that broke the mold of comedic. Invincible, Vox Machina, The Boys Diabolical, Arcane. And think of how big those projects were when it came to adult watchers.
Even on top of that, the way we rate TV series, if you ever notice how like even anime in Japan, well, we call some of their shows TV-14 But when they make their anime, they'll still have like sexual themes, cursing, more mature themes, and stuff of that nature. And it is still widespread. There's a boom of that in America. Look at all the animated movies that are making a lot of money. It's not just kids watching this. This is mostly adults.
Exactly. So I don't understand. Maybe he meant that. Maybe I don't know. If I had to defend that statement, I can only see that he meant that Disney has been known for making a lot of, family friendly content. Like, you can watch it, your parents can watch it, your grandma can watch it. And maybe he's just saying that with Disney Plus being a streaming service, and like with the Marvel content they didn't put out, the fact that they've added in the parental controls to add the Netflix Marvel content like Daredevil and stuff that was mature, that maybe this is their chance to continue pushing that to make more rated R content for adults. If I had to defend the statement, that might have been what he meant, but the way he said it made it seem like that adults don't watch cartoons. And I looked at it and I was like, this must be why I saw all these grown ass adults when I went to Orlando last summer.
Like, I wonder why Disney World had way more adults than kids, and I'm talking 30-year-olds out, 40, 50-year-olds out there with their spouses enjoying themselves.
Like, if you went to YouTube right now and looked up Disney vlogs, my trip
deep
to
dive,
Disney,
what to do.
It's gonna be grown-ups. It's going to be grown-ups. It's not gonna be kids, bro.
Like, bro, like, what? Who is buying even when it comes to paraphernalia and merch, who do you think buys all these Funkos? Like, there's cartoon Funkos too for all these different cartoons. Who do you think are the people that invest into the brand?
And we've talked about this on the episode before, about how certain people see animation as less because they associate it with kids. And I don't know if it's just that companies are pushing on that. If that's just an ideology that everybody has, that animation is for kids, live action is for adults. I don't know where that separation came from, but I've just been seeing a lot when it comes to animation, with shows getting canceled and like animated favorites becoming live action. The Disney CEO saying that adults don't want to watch cartoons. It's just, put some respect on my animated content, because where is this coming from?
It got to be some old folk stuff, bro. Like, I ain't trying to attack boomers and all of them, but this some old folk stuff. Like, how could you? Here's a perfect example, bro. I watched Avatar: The Last Airbender episodically back when I was a kid. Mm-hmm. It came back on Netflix. Netflix got the rights, Avatar animation and Legend of Korra, and it boomed all over social media. That led to Avatar Studios and all of them saying, hey, we got an audience who loves our project, our animated project, this much, to where we're finna expand this off into more books, more movies, more series, etc. That ain't 8-year-olds and 12-year-olds supporting that.
It definitely was not.
Grown.
It was me. It was me binge watching Avatar: The Last Airbender on Netflix.
Look out.
I don't know. I would like to do some research, because I think we've asked this before. Like, who is the audience of animated content going forward? Like, when these companies go into, we want to make some animated content, and they look at the audience, is if they were trying to make this for kids, but let's hypothetically say that the stats of children today are watching less cartoons than we were back in the gap. Are those the type of stats that are making the decisions that, we don't need to make this animated, because if we want to reach the younger audience, they're not going to watch it? Our stats are going to turn out to be a bunch of 25 to 30-year-olds watching the show, and this wasn't for y'all.
But then at the same time, we're the adults. We're the ones complaining about it. We're the ones who are saying don't make it live action. We were the ones who watched Sonic and said, why don't Sonic look like games, video game Sonic?
But that's what I'm saying. Like when they made, let's hop on your Sonic example. When they decided to make a Sonic movie, was the audience being us who played the Sonic games when we were younger, who watched the Sonic cartoons when we were younger, or were they trying to make a movie to bring in new audiences that didn't get that exposure to Sonic? And if the stats and if the data said that more children are able to latch on to something through a live action spectacle than making it animated, then that could have been the data that they used to make a live action Sonic, which gave us the stuff that we got.
I listen, bro. I don't know, but I'ma say this. I'ma say this. When I was a kid, even then, you know what I enjoyed as a kid? Trying to watch the stuff that the adults are watching. When I was a kid, I was trying to watch the game on BET and stuff. Like, yeah, I enjoyed cartoons, but you want to know when I started to invest into the brands, when I started to support the brands, buy products, buy merch, which is how these cartoons even make more money and everything over on long term. When I became an adult and I was going off of not only this nostalgia but pure interest. When I was discovering new stuff,
But it could also be that when we were younger, is that a lot of stuff was presented to us in an animated form. And let's talk about how some stuff is presented to kids now. We got live action Lion Kings, live action Aladdin's, and live action this and live action that. So if their parents weren't showing them the animated stuff before they went to go see the live action, then at this point, as you get older, you're gonna latch on to this live action stuff. Like how we're latching on to animated content because when we were younger, that's all we were doing was watching cartoons.
Listen, bro. If I have kids, they watching Naruto and not the live action. they watching cartoon Scooby Doo. They watching old school Powerpuff.
Chill on the live action Scooby Doo though, because they can look. Out of all the live action Scooby Doo projects, they gotta watch. They have to watch the Scooby Doo and Scooby Doo Monsters Unleashed. I'm gonna let that slide. You're not gonna take that from me.
You right. I misspoke. My kids, that's one of the few live actions they'll watch. But they watching cartoons.
Hey, but listen, you watching Lion King, Simba's Pride, and Lion King 1.5 before you even touch
1.5 was cold. I like 1.5.
Before you even touch Beyonce and them. You watching them animated before you even touch Beyonce and them. But
my kids gotta go through a rite of passage. Earn your way up here.
See, maybe I'll look this up and let you guys know. But I would like to see the data of what percentage of kids are watching animated content. Because if the numbers are low, then I guess I understand why there's not a big focus on animated content.
I'll be interested to see, but I want to see if there was a shift too. Because I'm just saying, bro, like the way these movies are coming into theaters, animated, like one of the big three got a One Piece movie come like in theaters now, bro.
But the only counter argument. This is my counter argument to that. Your examples have been anime. We're talking about American animation that's getting shit on.
Even then, it's only. I'll say this.
Because answer my question. When was the last animated American animation movie that just boomed in the theaters?
That was American animated. That was animated by Americans. Ooh, ooh! I thought I was going. You got me. but is whose fault is that? The folks in Hollywood.
But it goes back to my point of who is the focus. Who is the focus?
But even if you try to say who's your focus, like I just saw the trailer for the Dungeons and Dragons live action. I was watching. I was like, it looks cool. They could just made Vox Machina live action, or if anything, they could have made this animated and just had another Dungeons and Dragons animated movie, and that probably would have done even better. But well, we'll probably do better.
But it just goes back to what's the focus, because they could easily make it animated, but who is the audience? And if they believe that the audience for animated content is kids, and once you become an adult, animation not your focus no more. But I'm gonna say this: the Blurred Mob is watching the cartoons, the animated content.
We watch cartoons.
We watch cartoons, and y'all need to put some respect on my animated content. Facts. Because I swear, if I wake up one day and say that Arcane not coming back, Invincible not coming back.
Ooh, I've been waiting on Invincible. I've been waiting on Invincible.
It's going listen, if I wake up one day and y'all said y'all not bringing back that Avatar animated content, it's gonna be war.
You finna see some riots.
I go to war for it.
Look, you finna see a lot of stuff on Twitter coming from me, and I ain't getting banned for it. I'm finna talk about this.
I got my blue check. I'm verified.
Right? You finna see. You finna hear from me.
You finna feel me.
Oh my.
What's up, y'all? If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you can get more updates from the mob. For the full discussion and more discussions like this one, click the link in the description. Thanks for watching.
Rock with it, let me pop my shit. Let me pop my shit. Hands up.